I hope that you've spent some time trying that exercise, and I hope that you've succeeded. If not, it's okay. It was really tough. I actually spent about 30 minutes trying to figure out how to automate this situation. And it's because there are many variables on this page that make it extremely tough. For example, when you first load the page, you can't just directly identify the toggle and try and open it by its locator because it's not visible, and so you won't be able to click on it. So that's not going to work. And what you're going to get is element not clickable exception, and that some other element is going to receive your click. So in that case, what you need to do is to place focus on the actual element so that it's visible. Now it's going to be available for you to click on. There are several methods to do this utilizing Selenium Webdriver. I'm going to show you one, but if you attempt to do that method, what's going to happen is it will definitely pull the element into focus. It's going to pull the element into focus, and the page will look something like this. Yes, the element is in focus, but it's behind this header up here. So again, if you attempt to click on this, you're going to get another error telling you that this header up here is going to receive the click because that toggle button is not visible. So what are you going to do? It's really hard. What I decided to do was, rather than placing focus on the element, on the toggle, I placed focus on this carousel of posts above the toggle. So now when I place focus on it, the page is going to come to about this point, and my toggle is clearly visible in the center of my screen and ready to accept my clicks. That's what I did. Let me show you the code. So here I wrote test 5, and as standard, I created another complicated page, went to the complicated page, and asserted that the complicated page opened successfully. Nothing new here. What's new here is I created a method called openToggle, and my openToggle is going to do all of those actions that I mentioned. I'm going to utilize the actions class to move to the element that I called the posts slider. That post slider, that's the element right above the toggle, which I identified in this manner. Now, once we move to the element using the actions class, then my toggle is open for clicking. So I just use the object repository in the toggle element, which I identified in this manner, and I clicked on it, and that was fantastic. After clicking on it, I wrote an assertion stating that the complicated page, that the toggle is open, and that is true. So to check that the toggle is open, I had to use a Selenium Webdriver wait class, which is an explicit wait instead of an implicit wait. I didn't want to use an implicit wait because if you noticed here, the toggle opens a little bit slow, and an implicit wait has a timeout of 0 seconds. So if for whatever reason the toggle does not open fast enough, your implicit wait, also known as find elements method, is going to fail. So rather, what you have to do is use an explicit wait. I use an explicit wait and set a timeout of 5 seconds. I wrapped it in a try-catch block, and I'm checking to see if the element, I'm waiting until the expected conditions, that element is visible, and the element that's visible is my toggle inner text locator. Let me go to the definition, and my toggle inner text locator is of type by, and I located it using XPath, making sure that it has text called inside the toggle. So we wait until this element is visible. If the element is not visible, what's going to happen is Selenium is going to throw a WebDriver timeout exception, which we're going to catch and return false to our method. If the element is visible, however, no exception is going to be thrown, and we're going to return a true. Therefore, giving us a fantastic test. Now that I've explained to you what I've done, let me just run this test so that you can actually see it working.